This story you are about to listen is based on a true life story. It all began on a sunny day. Ella Turner walked through the large, shiny halls of Greenwood and Associates, her mop and bucket in hand. Her plain uniform and quiet demeanor made her nearly invisible to everyone. She had been working as a janitor at the company for 2 months, but no one realized who she truly was. This wasn't just any company. Ella had founded Greenwood and Associates 10 years ago. After stepping back for personal reasons, she'd allowed others to take control. What she returned to was a company that had lost its way. Every morning, she pushed her cleaning cart through the halls, listening and observing. Every morning, I walk these halls unnoticed. But I see everything, she muttered to herself as she cleaned the tiles near the CEO's office. Ella overheard a conversation between CEO Liam Carter and Chief Strategy Officer Monica Hayes. Their voices carried through the partly open door. Monica's voice was sharp. "These janitors are embarrassing. They can't even clean properly. We should replace them." Liam chuckled, leaning back in his chair. "They're lucky to have a job at all. They should be grateful." Ella clenched her mop tighter, her heart pounding with anger. She bit her lip to keep her composure, but her mind was racing. How had her company become this heartless? She turned back to her cart, determined to remain unnoticed for now, but her resolve to fix this place only grew stronger. Over the next few weeks, Ella focused her attention on Liam and Monica. Liam Carter, the CEO, carried himself like a king, constantly talking down to others. He acted as if the entire company existed to serve him. Monica Hayes wasn't much better. She spent more time finding faults in others than helping the company grow. Together, they created a toxic culture that trickled down to every department. One day, as Ella cleaned the hallway near Liam's office, he walked by and stopped to make an unnecessary comment. "Hey, Ella, you should clean this place better, especially when someone as attractive as me walks through," Liam said, grinning smugly. Ella paused, looked up briefly, and replied calmly, "I'll take care of it." But Liam wasn't done. He leaned closer, his voice dropping to a suggestive tone. "You know, someone as pretty as you shouldn't be stuck cleaning. I could get you a better position, if you cooperate." Ella kept her emotions in check, though her hands trembled. She turned to him, her voice firm. "I'm happy with my job. Thank you." Liam frowned slightly, but smirked as if he'd made a mental note to try again. Ella walked away, her back straight, but inside, she was furious. She was beginning to see the full extent of the problem. As the days went by, Liam's advances became more blatant. He seemed to think Ella was powerless to resist him. One evening, as Ella finished her shift, she walked into the parking garage to find Liam waiting by her car. "You deserve better, Ella," he said, his tone smooth but condescending. "Just cooperate, and I'll make sure you're taken care of. But if you don't, well, let's just say your job might not be so secure." Ella's eyes locked onto his, and she didn't flinch. "If you continue this, you'll regret it," she said, her voice steady. Liam laughed, clearly not taking her seriously. He stepped aside, allowing her to get into her car. But that night, as Ella drove home, her mind was made up. This wasn't just about her anymore. The culture of abuse and intimidation in her company had to end. The following morning, the usual hum of activity filled the office. Employees rushed to their desks, and meetings were in full swing. No one paid attention as Ella walked into the building, but this time, she wasn't in her janitor's uniform. She wore a tailored navy blue suit, her hair neatly styled, and her expression commanding respect. She strode confidently into the boardroom where Liam and Monica were preparing for a meeting. They froze when they saw her take a seat at the head of the table. "What is this?" Liam asked, laughing nervously. Before Ella could speak, her cousin Luke, who had been helping her behind the scenes, entered the room. "Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to Ella Turner, the founder and owner of Greenwood and Associates." Liam's face turned pale. You're the janitor. This is a joke, right?" Ella leaned forward, her voice calm but firm.
"No, Liam.
"I'm the janitor you ignored, the one you harassed. But more importantly, I'm the one who built this company from the ground up." Gasps filled the room as Ella began detailing the toxic culture that had festered under Liam and Monica's leadership. She didn't hold back, recounting specific incidents and presenting evidence she'd gathered during her time as a janitor. Ella wasted no time taking action. After presenting her case to the board, she announced her decisions. Liam Carter, you're fired, effective immediately. Legal action will follow for your harassment and misuse of company resources. Monica Hayes, you're no longer part of this company either. You've enabled this toxic culture for too long. Security guards appeared at the door, ready to escort Liam and Monica out. Liam tried to argue, his voice desperate. You can't do this. I've worked here for years. Ella stood her ground. And in those years, you've done more harm than good. This company deserves better leadership. As Liam and Monica were led out of the building, the remaining employees looked at Ella with a mix of awe and respect. One employee whispered, "We never knew she was the founder. She's been watching us this whole time." Ella addressed the staff directly. "Yes, I've been watching. And now it's time to rebuild Greenwood and Associates into a company that values integrity, respect, and innovation." In the weeks that followed, Ella worked tirelessly to transform the company. She partnered with her cousin Luke to restructure leadership, implement new policies, and create a workplace culture that valued every employee. One afternoon, as she stood in her office overlooking the San Francisco skyline, she sent Luke a message. Let's rebuild Greenwood and Associates together. Under Ella's leadership, the toxic culture was eradicated. Employees felt valued and respected for the first time in years. Ella frequently walked the halls, not as a janitor but as a leader who understood every level of the organization. During a company-wide meeting, she addressed the staff. This company will no longer be a place where power is abused. Together, we'll make it a beacon of respect and integrity. The atmosphere in the office transformed. Employees smiled more, collaboration improved, and the company began to thrive once again. As Ella sat at her desk that evening, she allowed herself a small smile. The journey had been difficult, but it was only the beginning. Greenwood and Associates was hers again, and she was determined to make it better than ever.